So, I hope you had a great evening, great morning so far, and ready to look at the market. Should be an interesting session again today. And let's look how we'll play it, right? So, first thing first, good morning. Sorry. All right, so price first. I talked about that a bit yesterday. But once we get into that prices above a rising 21-day moving structure, when we get into both credit spread and VIX are trending down below a declining 21-day moving structure, Bitcoin trying to reclaim the 21-day moving structure, but not there yet. And the McClellan summation is trending up above a rising 10 DMA. It's kind of all green light for me, and I tend to really do less of the market analysis, not trying to overthink any scenario. There's just nothing to do apart focusing on the trend and not being shaken out by the noise. As long as we keep price above the rising 21-day moving structure, then the market analysis for me is just getting a way less complicated and more less time to it, right? So let's remove everything, and that will make it for the analysis, right? 21 DMA structure is starting to trend higher. That's all I need to know. Yes, we have the recent highs. Maybe we'll have some potential resistance, so volatility might be expected. But overall, it's time for me to really focus on the 21 DMA structure itself. And again, as long as we trend above and we hold that structure on pullback, my job is to trust and follow the trend, right? So airs for QQQE, like I said, credit spreads, downtrend below 21 DMA structure, VIX, same thing, and Bitcoin. A bit of a backtest of the 21 EMA this morning. I used that little weakness to add to my future position. And from here, my expectation are for a push above that range structure. We'll see if we get that. Another potential scenario would be that we reject the 21-day moving structure and we form another higher low. And logical place for it would be the retest of the reversal pivot of Monday's high. That would be a logical place if Bitcoin wants to pull back a bit more, back test the low of that structure as well. I'm ready to give that room just because I have a really good cost basis on my initial entry. And yeah, Jay, love the simplicity. That's it should be that way, to be honest. If you're a trend trader, focus on the trend. Don't try to get a zillion moving average, zillion indicators. One, it will distract you. Two, it will lead to overanalyzing and paralysis by analysis. And yeah, you'll just start to find reasons to sell your winners, lack of conviction, and I just found out that for myself, I really like the simplicity. Hey, Sandy, good morning, my friend. Glad you're with us. All right, so what's up in the portfolio? Uh, like I said, added to Bitcoin a bit here. NQ futures, as long as we hold that small pivot area and hold that rising 21 DMA structure, all good as expected. No pickleball. There you go. Yeah, GV, so breakout of that range structure on Tuesday, and then yesterday we retested that 21 EMA, kind of double bottom. We found support right at Monday's low and closed back above that range and in that 21 DMA structure. So good look for GV. We want to see it push from here. We don't want to see that type of action, right? That would be a red flag. And it was kind of a bit the same type of action, right? So 21 DMA structure reclaim, back test, then 2 days that we retested the 21 EMA and closed back strong. And the third day was a slam down day, but the market was bad going into a pullback. But yeah, that's not what we want to see here. We want to see it push or at least tighten up and not get that kind of reversal. Tesla, very good push yesterday. I have my 2R target in that area right here, just below that base structure. So that's a good spot for me to take some profit and de-risk that trade. VRT. So you see that yesterday we had a lot of 21 DMA structure back tests, and that was kind of the word of the day yesterday, right? So we had that good pre-market action. Then there was some Microsoft news, but probably the market just used it as a way to backtest a bit more, continue that base building process. All those names probably needed time to digest and build their right side handle. So we're still within expected kind of price action to curl the right side of the trend, and that's good action. We see the same action in VRT. We see the same action in IBM with a higher low structure right in the 21 EMA area. APH a bit weaker on the close, but still higher low right in the 21 DMA structure, still building that base. Clack, new position yesterday. I opened that on the swing high pivot reclaim, and yeah, good action after a retest of the structure as well. LRCX, same thing, retest of prior structure, strong close. Caterpillar, same thing, retest of the 21 EMA, highest close, I think it was highest close ever. Yeah, so highest close ever. And then WDC, memory was a bit underweight, under pressure yesterday. WDC held okay. So we still have a higher low. We're still holding the 21 DMA structure. So this is still good. Let's see how it goes today. That trade is de-risked for me anyway. So I will see if we can hold the 21 DMA structure. All right, so that's it for the portfolio. Like I said, good kind of back testing action yesterday. Strong close on the majority of the holdings. We had to let go to Cien yesterday. Close decent, but I preferred to close that due to earnings coming up quickly as well. All right, so just before the focus list, yeah, let's do the focus list now and then the Q&A after. So what do I have? Okay, on weakness, LRCX, a retest of that pivot right here would be a good entry, and we might get that with that open weakness. Then GEV, maybe not, but I was targeting kind of that base structure retest for an entry. CrowdStrike is trying to get that 21 DMA structure reclaim after a good earnings reaction. I would look for that recent swing high pivot retest for an entry on weakness. WDC on strength. So if we just look at the right side, we have that reversal pivot that you can use for an entry. VRT, same thing. Use yesterday's high for an entry. And finally, IBM on strength as well. You can use yesterday's high for a reversal pivot and confirmation. All right, so that's it for the focus list for me. There's still good stuff, and market is still trying to set up. At some point, we'll have to go, or it will become kind of a red flag. But so far, the action remains healthy, remains constructive, and stress tests remain bought. So that's what we want to see. And again, market is trending higher above a rising 21-day structure. QQQE is strong. We have the internals looking good. We have so McClellan summation just getting off oversold. So still a lot of room to go. We're nicely trending above a rising 10 DMA. So bread is expanding. That's what we want to see, and focus on our portfolio, on our focus list, and just execute what's in front of us. Christmas party. Yeah, I'm missing those. Let's do a Christmas party. Everyone is invited at my house Sunday morning, but you have to take the plane. Yes, we'll do an happy hour session for sure, for sure. And I'll probably try to get some. I don't know yet, but trying to give away some merch or something like that for Christmas. I'm still thinking about it. All right, so let's do some questions. All right, so GV. All right, any plans for crypto team? GKY. What's the question? Any plans? Do I plan to trade? Do I plan to? What's the question? I already have crypto exposure directly with Bitcoin futures. For me, that's the way I play the crypto team. All right. Alex, where would APH be on your entry list? Oh yeah, APH. Did I included that? Yeah, it's still setting up. That's a good point. I kind of left that away. But there's a trade there. We're holding that. Yeah, you can go into weakness. I think that reversal pivot would be a bit high out of the 21-day structure, so I would look to grab that on weakness. But yeah, APH is still setting up. That's a good point. Santa rally, please. Yeah, yeah, that would be nice. Close the year strong. And yeah, usually December is pretty decent. It was not last year, but usually it is. So let's hope for that. Limited edition T-shirts for ordering. Oh, that's a good idea. Christmas, Christmas edition. Yeah, let me do that. How do you journal the futures? I'm not able to track the real-time quotes in the Excel journal. So yeah, I'm not journaling, and yeah, I do have the experience to size them, and I'm more disciplined than I was. So for me, it's a bit less important. But if you start with futures, make sure to be careful with the position sizing. I do think that you need at least a 100K account to even start thinking about trading micro contract. And yeah, just be careful with the position sizing. Start with very small size, and then get a feel of how they move. And yeah, don't think about performance yet at the start. All right, so Alex, you don't mark your entries and stop loss on your charts, or you use TV broker. So I don't have stop loss. That's the thing, buddy. I use the 21 DME structure. So the stop loss is always there on my charts. Um, and yeah, my entries are with the TV broker integration. So once I'm logged in, I have my entries, my limit orders for my trims, and all that, but I don't have hard stop orders as my stop loss. Yeah, for an advisor account, yeah. All right, AVGO. Yeah, it would be in the scan, but there's earnings coming up December 11th. So for me, it's excluded from the scan right away. So that's a nice pullback, leading name, right back into base structure. That's a solid setup. But just because of earnings, for me, that's a no go. Power. Yeah, I think we covered that last week. Uh, I just don't like the volatility in that base. That's so choppy. And for me, only that would kind of prevent me to trade it, unfortunately. Um, it used to trend well. So if you don't mind that volatility, that there's a play. But maybe size smaller, wider stop, small size, just to get a feel. And once it gets trending, then you can nail order kind of those later in the trend kind of pullback. Action should be kind of uh, easier and less volatile, and then you can size it better. Uh, but right here with that volatility, I would size smaller. Thought on BTU. Yeah, I don't trade those energy names, so for me that's not on my radar. But I hate this name. I did trade that in 2021, 2022. Uh, been chopped up to hell in this period. I just hate it. So for me, it's a no-go. But yeah, there's a nice uptrend, kind of base building. You have your 21 DMA structure reclaim, but I would look for some back test to enter. Not sure it's fully ready. But yeah, keep in mind that's a tough one to trade. Good morning, Alex. What would it take for you to take a trade in ASTS? Yeah, it was a top name not so long ago. So that's if it shows strength, that would be a liquid leader. But yeah, 52% pullback from the highs. It removed that from the top RS rank, which is kind of one of the filters in my scan. So that's why it's not there anymore. And what would I want to see? That's always the same thing. Go in the git book, read my playbook. So right now what we have a low, we have a higher low, we have a new higher high, and now what I would look is the 21 DMA structure reclaim. And then with those type of names, I prefer to wait for the trend to take shape, the 21 DMA structure to curl up, and then the first back test when volatility subside. That's where I like to initiate those type of names. A bit like right here. That's a good example. You have 21 DMA structure reclaim after a long pullback, less deep, but still very long. Then it gets on my radar because relative strength picked up, right? And then I like to wait for that pullback, that back test. Then volatility is very low. Then you can try to position in that 21 DMA structure area. So Tuba is saying even GEV is pretty volatile. Yeah, it is. And that's why I was not scared, but hesitated a bit with GEV. I was not sure. But for me, conviction came from the weekly chart and just the way that every time that we had the same type of pullback structure, then we get that really nice trend, and that name can really trend well, and that's why I went away and tried GV right in the 21 DMA structure back test, is because that name can really trend well. And for me, that's a big deal as a trend follower. And you hear me say a lot when we get chart request. Zoom out, look left. What's the chart is saying? If the chart is all over the place, it's not able to trend. It's a mean reversion machine, not seeing any trend apart from 2020 and 2021. Then why would it change its character? Only because you put a trade, right? It doesn't make any sense to try to expect something out of a stock that it's not used to do, right? So if a stock is a mess, why would it be stop to be only because you trade it, right? So I always like to look left and see if it can trend, right? And GV is a good trender. Once it gets out of big bases, multi-week and month bases, it's a trender. So I want to push myself into those names. That's where you will get your big winners that will really push your equity. All right, so CCG, another name that I hate to trade. Uh, but yeah, if there's a spot that you want to trade it, that's right here. Um, so sometimes I like to wait for that back test like we discussed on ASTS. But when I see that tight range just below and inside the 21 DMA structure, then I like to go for the 21 DMA structure reclaim itself, simply because we already have contracted, we already build power, and that next move might be more sustained. All right, just because we already digested that move from the low. So yeah, that's a good setup, and those sectors and those type of names you want to trade on mean reversion, not in strength. That's another name that I hate to trade. Um, Honestly, that's so volatile. I would really focus elsewhere. Uh, the thing is with those names, I can see that it wants to go, but I just prefer to trade cleaner names, less volatility in the base or in the pullback structure. And yeah, right now Limonade is kind of a mess in that pullback structure. So yeah, exactly. Pudel put it the right way. There's no trend. That's a mean reversion machine that I like to call it. Especially since 2022, it kind of picked up a bit since 2025. Uh, but every time that it pops, it drops. So that's a character of the stock, right? Meta is ripping. Oh wow, that's why NQ is popping as well. Have they pre-reported? Yeah, oh, again. Okay. You guys ask for this one every day. And let me repeat. The setup was there. Yes, you could have played that. You had the 21 DMA structure, reclaim, backtest. You had your daily reversal pivot. So yeah, it was a good entry. But again, for the fifth time or so, I want to see volatility subside, and I'm not in a hurry to trade Robinhood. Huge gap up, gap down, gap up. That's all over the place. So yeah, the setup was there, but I prefer to let it prove itself and wait for the back test a bit higher, a bit like we had in April right here. All right, so don't have FOMO over stocks and setup, guys. Sometimes you know it will go. You still see the setups, but sometimes you're already fully invested. Sometimes you don't like the volatility, and that's all right. You're not. You don't have to catch everything. Um, and yeah, don't how to put this? Don't be in love with a stock and uh, have to trade it. Otherwise, you feel that you missed everything. Stocks will come back. They don't go up for 55 days in a row. Uh, we'll have our chance to grab it according to what we want to see. And for me, that's more important to try to force an entry. NBIS. Yeah, I think there's a trade above that 102.69. Um, but yeah, my style again is to trade above the 21 day structure, ideally with a rising 21 day structure. And there's so much stuff above the 21 day structure. And that's something that I just stopped doing. And for me, I found that I had better results just to focus on those names that were leading, and everyone is different. I know a lot of people that have a lot of success trading those mean reversion, trading those reclaim, trading a bit lower in the base and longer kind of moving averages. But for me, that's all about focusing on stuff that is leading, and NBIS is not leading right now. Look at all those names. They're almost all above 21 day structure. And by the end, look, you have NBIS here. But that's at the end of the scan. So my focus is at the top of the scan, trying to grab those names as they're trying to get off their rising 21 day structure. The plan is to de-risk those, trim those, and then we'll get another breed of potential leader as they reclaim and backtest their 21 day structure. So once I de-risk and take my 2R, my exposure will lower, and then you will see me take those other names, those Palantir, those Reddit, NBIS, and those will be kind of the second and third wave of names in the entry scan. So for me, that's kind of different waves that I play at different times in the uptrend. And I'm not saying that NBIS is not a good trade or it's not setting up and will not work. Again, I can only think for and speak for myself and the way I trade. And that's my thought process with that kind of name. That's what I'm saying, right? All right. Um, PL, that's the same thing. Uh, you can play that reclaim, but for me that's kind of a second tier leader, right? It didn't even reclaim the 21 DMA structure yet. So so yeah, just maybe down the road that will set up some kind of back test to grab that. And you have earnings next week, so keep that in mind as well. So Jim is asking why some top idea stocks you listed are candidate on weakness and on strength. All right, so if the name is kind of right into the 21 DME structure already, and you have a reversal pivot to play against, I like those confirmation entries of those pivots. So I call them on strength because we're still within the 21-day structure, still within the buy area, but I like to position on strength on that pivot reclaim. And other stuff like CrowdStrike, for example, or what was the other ones? Yeah, LRCX. So LRCX already a good close. It's out of my buy area. It's more than one ETR from the 21 EMA. So buying here on the breakout is not my style. So I want to retest a pivot. I want to see that structure being retested, coming back into my buy area below 1 ATR from the 21 EMA. And yeah, have a better price. Same thing for GV. I'm not a pullback buyer, so I won't buy up here at 1 ETR from the 21 EMA. I want to get a better price on a clean structure retest. So that's why I try to split between weakness and strength, just depending on the entry tactics based on the price action of each names. Oh, sorry, I was still on the... Sorry. All right, guys, so 9:24, time to get ready. So again, game plan for me today. I do have some names, but I'm already fully exposed, so that will be the same game plan as yesterday for me personally. Just be patient, let position and exposure work. And if there's a name lagging or stopping me out, then I'm looking to rotate that exposure and trying to stay fresh in the potential leaders and stuff setting up. Just because I think that we're still in a market trying to set up, not trending nicely yet. So I want to remain fully exposed and on potential leaders. So that's why I'm a bit more active in the last few days, just trying to get my portfolio right, being in the right stuff that is holding strong for when the market is ready to push. All right. So have a good day, everyone. And once again, I will be in the trading pit if you have any questions during the session. All right. Have a good day. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.